I think translators don't get enough credit, and they all deserve a center stage alongside the authors they translate. And when I pick a Korean book to read, I always check who the translator is because it's that important. In fact, a lot of times I read a book because of the translator. So here are all the amazing Korean to English literary translators that I have read and love. First is obviously the one and only Anton Hur. I don't think he needs much explanation. Booker longlisted for his translation of Love in the Big City by Park Sang-young. Booker shortlisted for his translation of Cursed Bunny by Jung Bora. It would not be an exaggeration to say he's not only the biggest and the most prolific translator in the Korean to English market right now, but he's also one of the most creatively diverse translators with titles like Blood of the Old Kings, A Magical Girl Retires, Counterweight, and now he's also a novelist too with Toward Eternity, someone I consider a friend and a mentor, and I'm just so happy that the Korean translation scene has someone like Anton. Second is the absolute legend that is Kim Ji-young, brought us groundbreaking Korean novels, including Please Look After Mom by Shin Kyung-suk, which I believe was the first Korean book to achieve a breakthrough in the English mainstream. And it won the Man Asian Literary Prize, which was a huge deal at the time, and it still is now. And she also translated Whale by Chun Myung-kwan, which was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2023. So once again, just a legendary translator overall. Third is Janet Hong, always the most underrated and underhyped in my opinion. She translated Han Yu-ju's The Impossible Fairy Tale. She did Flowers of Mold by Ha Song-nan, Kwon Yu-ju's Lemon, and most recently has been translating Ma Yong-shin's works, including Moms and Artists. These are webtoons that got turned into graphic novels. And I've known Janet for quite a while now, and she's like my literary translation Luna, giving me advice and guidance and encouragement. She's awesome, and more people should know and read her works. Fourth is Sora Kim-Russell. She's one of the most seasoned veterans of Korea's literary translation scene. And fourth is Sora Kim-Russell. She's one of the most seasoned veterans of Korean literary translation and has been working through the decades, all the way from when quite literally nobody was reading Korean literature. I consider her, alongside Kim Ji-young, a part of those who built the foundation upon which Korean literature is now finding success. Translator of Bae-sua, Hwang Seok-young, Pyeon Hae-young, Kim Won-soo, and most recently, she earned the Booker shortlist in 2024 for her translation of Mater 210 by Hwang Seok-young. I had the good fortune of having her as my workshop mentor at the LTI Korea intensive training past summer, and that was just an amazing experience. Fifth is Deborah Smith, most famous for her translation of Han Gang's works, The Vegetarian, Human Acts, and The White Book. If Kim Ji-young made the first punch into the English market for Korean literature, then it was Deborah Smith's The Vegetarian that knocked down the entire wall. She also founded Tilted Axis, one of the best publishers in the business when it comes to international literature. I had the rare chance to have coffee with Deborah back in 2015, and she was hands down one of the most passionate people regarding international literature. So I heard that she's retired from translation now, which I feel is a terrible loss if true, but also great because retirement is awesome. Sixth is Youngjae Josephine Bae, co-translator of Mater 210 with Sora Kim-Russell, and rightfully earned a Booker shortlist. She was part of my cohort at the translation workshop the past summer, and we went to book events together, had a lot of chat about how to make a literary translation career work, and just a wonderful person all around, and looking forward to what she comes up next. Seventh is Sandy Joosun Lee, most known for her translation of Almond by Son Nam-pyeong, and most recently have brought Dollar Goot Dream Department Store by Lee. She's one of the Smoking Tigers, a translation collective that includes Anton Hur. Her career is really taking off right now, so keep an eye on her. Eighth is Sung Ryu, who was the first to bring Chae Eun-young to English with Shoko's Smile. Also translated Kim Bo-young's I'm Waiting for You with Sophie Bauman. Whenever I do reading reports, I constantly see Sung Ryu's name attached to the project as a full translator or just a sample translator. So I'm thinking we're about to see something amazing from her. And she's also a member of the Smoking Tigers. Ninth is Jamie Chang, most famously brought us Kim Ji-young, born 1982 by Cho Nam-ju, another veteran literary translator, and she currently is my LTI translation atelier mentor, in which I've been workshopping samples with other translators, and I'm very thankful for her mentorship. Lastly, I want to mention Victoria Caudle, who brought us one of the most unique Korean writers, Dol Kim-in, to English with her absolutely riveting translation of Walking Practice. You have to read this thing. And she's also a member of the Smoking Tigers collective. And this is a very incomplete list because I'm going off the people I know best. Like there's Lizzie Bueller, the translator of The Disaster Tourist by Yoon Go-eun, Sophie Bauman, who's also a member of the Smoking Tigers collective. Actually, just from that group, there's Slin Jung, Stella Kim, Soje. And of course, this doesn't even include other language translators because English is not the only language that matters, like Joosun, who translates into Spanish, Kang Bang-hwa, who translates into Japanese, Han Yumi, who translates into French. And just in general, I want to thank all the literary translators of all languages for doing this work. I'm so honored to also now call myself a part of this group. And I can tell you for a fact, now that I'm in literary translation, that nobody does this for the money. Like, what money are we talking about here, you know? And it is all for the passion of literature. So please show some love by trying out a book or two from these translators.